Okay, this is my recently created Anti-AFK Machine. It's a pretty simple device that I made using a block of wood, modified fish auto feeder, screw, wires, a most important part, the AC to DC 3-volt adapter. Very important that you're using a DC adapter so you don't shock the shit out of yourself. And in this case 3 volts, since the motor that I'm hooking up to runs off of 2 AA's, so each AA is 1.5 volts, 1.5 times 2, 3. That's how I got 3. Nuts, bolts, I'll explain how all this stuff is integrated in a second. Switch, another switch, potentiometer, and then a wheel, and a wooden dowel. So power comes in through the AC to DC 3-volt adapter. It is attached here to this screw, which all of these components are just immersed in hot glue. It actually works pretty decently as a molten insulator. I never ever actually read anything whether or not it's safe or unsafe, but I've used it on several projects before, and it doesn't look very pretty, but it works pretty well, and it sure as hell beats trying to wrap a bunch of electrical tape around crap, and it's much less expensive than the little heat shrink tubes that you can get. So anyway, it comes in here, positive, into the positive terminal. From here it goes into this main power switch. From the main power switch it comes around over here to this potentiometer, which allows for variable speed control of the motor. It then comes into here, which is the positive lead for the fish auto feeder. Supplies power, runs out here at the negative. From this negative comes over here to the to this push switch, which is I'll show you how it works in just a minute. It's very good for if you have this thing running and you're by your computer and you need to type something and you don't want the spacebar going off every 12 seconds, and which is about the revolution time of this, about 12 seconds per revolution. And from there it comes over here into the negative terminal and then back out into the wall. The feet, this is on a tripod, so you have 1, 2, and then 3 feet. They're all nuts and bolts from Lowe's. These nuts are just simply hot glued onto the side of the wooden block. The bolt runs through it, and it is effectively an adjustable foot. This rear one has a large suction cup on it that was taken from one of those wall units in a shower. To put your shampoo and soap on and all that stuff. And this guy is just a bolt, same as the other ones, identical in dimensions, and it has some shoe rubber. I'm not sure if you can see it on the bottom. Cut off the little pieces of sole of an old pair of shoes, and those are hot glued on there. Gives it traction on the keyboard. And where the real action happens is right here. There we go, that's a little bit better. And this wheel right in here, that's the actual thing that turned. That's where the food drum used to be attached. And to that we have a dowel. It's hot glued with a piece of landing gear from an RC plane that met untimely demise, so reappropriated some of the parts. And here it is in action. We'll just flip the switch. And there it goes. And the great thing about this design is that you can adjust the feet so it just puts just enough pressure down the keys to fully depress it. The wheel also doesn't create any unnecessary pressure or it also prevents damage to your keyboard. Here's that switch over here. So if I push that switch down, you can see it stops it briefly. Potentiometer, if I twist it, you can see it goes very slow, or relatively then goes fast. I mean, it's still slow, which I like. I mean, you could really slow it down. Unfortunately, it doesn't really produce enough torque at that speed to depress the keys, so I just keep it maxed. And as you can see there, when it depresses, there we go. It It you know, makes in this case the character just do the jump animation, but you could macro your spacebar to anything you want. So anything that needs repetitive pressing, it's a pretty nifty device. And you can see the gears in there running. And this circuit board over here is obsoleted, just was part of the fish feeder, the timing device. I want to try and modify it, but it's a computer chip right there, and I have no idea how to do anything with that. So I just had to bypass all of it and make this bizarre machine. But yeah, that is the Anti-AFK machine of my design.